nicely dressed, nicely put together, nice outfit, shoes, and the whole bit. And you sort of like, narrow, here's the bullseye, right? That's my target market. But I'm also looking at people for my business, for prospects. So you look for somebody who's business-minded, or let's say a young person under 30 years old. I met this young guy. He's business rep for Stanford Credit Union. Suit and tie, nice haircut, very sharp, very articulate. He went definitely on my, I talked about anti-aging, but I put him on my list to call back. So that's part of follow-up afterwards. So you identify this target market. Let's say if it's for ribbon, you might identify, okay, professionals, right? Anybody that you think could use your service, or business owners or company owners, right? So you can kind of, sometimes you can see a list of people before you go who's going to be there, but you can kind of scan the market. Don't just kind of randomly go up to people, and look for maybe 5 or 6 key people that you'll get their business card and you will follow up with them. Don't collect 20 or 30 business cards. You don't want a shotgun. You want to focus specifically on who is your target market. And on a side note, when you collect business cards, if you have a smartphone, there's this free application. It's called Cam Card, and you can literally take a picture of the business card, and it will load all of that information into your address book: name, title, email address, phone number, cell phone, work phone, website, the whole 9 yards. It works fantastic. Okay, so during the event you're mingling, you're talking to people, hey, they ask me what I do, then I say, well, what do you do? Oh, and key questions are, what do you like most about doing that? How long have you been doing it? But get them to talk about themselves. I met a guy, he said he was from Minnesota. Oh, how long have you been in California? He said, oh, since July. I said, really? Oh, that's not that long ago. I said, well, what brought you to California? Blah, 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 getting to know him. I spend about 90% of the time asking about them. Plus, so they'll remember me when I call him back, I'll say, hey, Tim, I met you at Scottish Chamber. You were telling me how you moved from Minnesota to California. Right? And plus, I'm that handsome Asian guy, Maybe if it was a gal, I might joke around. But anyway, you want to do something so that they'll remember you. So that's part of the follow-up, the email follow-up, which I do that night. When I go home, I'm going to download the pictures I took, transfer them to my computer, upload them probably to a site, send out the email saying, hey, nice meeting you, here are the pictures. If I can help you in any way, let me know, right? Okay, so you mingle through the room, you can talk to people, and then one easy way to break away from somebody, if you're talking to somebody and they're getting long waiting, you can say, hey, well, it's nice meeting you. You probably want to meet other people tonight too. Good luck, and we'll keep in touch. And it's an easy way to break out into the conversation. And there are ways to break into, if 2 people are talking, you can just kind of go up and sort of stand on the side, and eventually somebody will say, oh, by the way, what do you do? Everybody's there to meet somebody. So that's during. And then afterwards, what I do is I take a picture of all the business cards and I load them into my address book. I'll send out an email saying, nice meeting you, here are the pictures. And then either within 24 to 48 hours, these key people, I will call them back by phone. And in particular, there's this one gentleman I met tonight. He's a business broker. He buys and sells businesses. And we got talking about his business because it was very interesting to find out about his business. So I'm going to call him back probably maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, and say, hey, Nanda, we met at the California Cafe, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'll say, hey, you impressed me. You're very professional. You speak very well. You might be the type of person to fit on my team. Okay, and a side back too. What you want to do is create an impression of your brand, not necessarily the company brand or the product brand. Like I say, anti-aging. On my card it says artistry, and sometimes I'll say artistry, but you want to create your own personal brand. So I'll call Nanda back and I'll say, hey, I do anti-aging, but I'm also expanding another project, a marketing project, besides buying and selling businesses. Do you ever look at other options to create other income? And he'll say yes or no. And if he says no, I'll say, well, thanks. Here's another key question. He'll say, well, who do you know who might be open to options for income outside their main business? And if he says, yeah, sure, all the time, I find people, oh, I'm always looking for businesses, especially business owners, entrepreneurs. And I'll say, well, are you in front of your computer? And then we follow the system. So that's so the before is mentally get prepared. You know, have your business cards, your elevator pitch. You know, you can role play with your support team during the mixer. You want to go there, kind of scan the audience, find out key people that you're going to talk to. Give your elevator pitch. Listen to them. Listen to their needs. Especially for business to business, you might say, well, how big is your company? How many employees do you have? Do you do any incentives? You know, do you give out any thank yous for referrals? You know, dentists, attorneys, and so on. So you can kind of collect that information, and then afterwards, you know, that night, I tell you, that night, I make it a habit. And if I only have 5 or 6 cards, it's not that hard. Sometimes you'll go to a big meeting and you may have 20 cards, and it takes a little bit more time. But hey, you know, we're in business, right? So I want to make sure I do it, because when they check their email in the morning, I want that pop-up to say, from Ron Horry, nice meeting you at the mixer, before they start their day. And then 24 to 40 hours later, I'll follow up. In fact, I gave out a business card at a mixer last week to this woman. We didn't really talk very much about anti-aging. I wanted to find out about her. And then I called her back, and I said, hey, Christina, I was going to send you the pictures, but there's no email on your business card. And she said, oh, yeah, you know, they messed up, blah, blah, blah. So they gave me an email and said, oh, you know, hold on, I was looking at your card. You represent Artistry. And I said, yes, I'm an independent rep. She says, oh, I used to use Artistry. I really liked it. I like that moisturizer. And I said, oh, really? You know, what did you like most? And I said, well, you know, one thing I do is I give free samples. There's you can try it for 3 days, drop and shop. There's no obligation to purchase, and you can try it in your own home instead of those tiny little packets. She said, really? I said, what's your skin type? She said, dry. And I said, really, dry? She said, yes, extremely dry. So I know we have something for extremely dry skin. So I'm going to meet with her tomorrow, drop in shops. Hey, well, let's get together, coffee, 10 minutes. You can try it. If you like it, you can purchase it. If you don't like it, I'll take it back. She says, oh, that sounds good. She said, oh, I used to use Artistry. I liked it. You know, so you just, like buying signals, right? She lost contact with whoever supplied her. So I like being product specific, but then in the back of my mind, I'm also prospecting for potential IBOs too. So those are the tips on how to work a networking event. You know, if you want, just go out and try it. Find a buddy, find a partner, go out and do it, and it can be fun. It can be a lot of fun, and it can definitely help you build your business. You can do your 5150, you know, piece of cake, and you'll find people out there whose businesses are dipping and who are open. More people are open to looking. And like Miles said last week, he said, people are looking for the products we have. This woman who loves Artistry is an example. She used to use it, she liked it, she didn't have a supplier anymore, and she does this photo facial every 2 months. So do you know, Teresa, how much a photo facial costs?
$2,000, right?
I don't know, it's not cheap, but she actually told me how old she was. You know, when you create this report, it's amazing what women will tell you.
Oh,
she said, I said, well, do you have any concerns? And she said, well, you know, I have these blotchiness on my skin, and I have this photo facial done. I complimented on her hair. She had this really nice haircut. And I said, oh, your hair, I love your hair. It looks like Barbra Streisand. And we talked about that, and we got to know each other. And she said, you know, she had blotchy skin. She gets this photo facial done every 2 months. So she, and you know, she's dressed very professional.
Anybody know what that is?
It might be like a laser treatment or a light treatment to remove blotchiness. So I know she, and I could tell, you know, and then she said, well, you know, I'm 55, and I want to take care of my skin. And I was kind of looking closely, and she had smooth skin, but you could tell she had gone through some. It was not obvious unless you know what to look for. You know, now I'm more aware of what to look for. So anyway, have fun. Go out there and meet people. You know, if you can do it before you use up your warm list, I would recommend if you're just getting started. This is more an advanced topic on how to get out there and really put yourself kind of on the line. But if you're just getting started in the business, you know, work with your support team and work through your people you know.